up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with another what I eat in a day. As per usual with these videos, I'm using the MyFitnessPal app to pre-plan my day of eating to fit with a 1,200 calorie a day meal plan. But of course, feel free to adjust the quantities accordingly to your own goals and needs. So without further ado, let's get into this what I eat in a day. On the day I filmed this, I had the day off from work, so I had a nice long sleep in, and I decided to make these 2-ingredient bagels for brunch with avocados and scrambled eggs topped with some furikake. These are super easy to make, and I find them really filling, maybe because they're higher in protein than normal bread. Okay, so these are the 2-ingredient bagels from Tasty, and to make the dough, it's just mixing 1 3/4 cup of self-raising flour and 1 cup of Greek yogurt. I use this light one. So while I fast forward me making this dough, let me fill you in on some latest happenings. I actually filmed this what I eat in a day back in early January. Yes, you heard me right, early Jan. Oh my god, I had all this content filmed over the holiday period and ready for editing, and once I got back to work, wow, it was pretty much just hit the ground running, and life in general just got very hectic. So I'm so sorry I haven't been consistent with my weekly uploads. I promise that I do have heaps of video ideas that I really want to film and edit to share with you guys, so please bear with me while I try to bring balance back into my life. There have also been some really exciting changes coming, which I can't wait to share with you, but I'll do that as part of another dedicated video. So to stay updated, you could follow me on Instagram. I post every time a new video is uploaded, or you could hit subscribe and the notification bell here on YouTube. Okay, so now I'm just kneading the dough a little on a lightly floured surface, and I'm gonna cut this up into 4 portions. Sometimes I cut 1/2 into thirds because Josh will eat a normal portion, and I find these slightly smaller bagels just nice because, yeah, honestly, I find this bread super dense and filling. I was pretty hungry on this day though, so I just made the regular 4. I shaped them into 4 bagels. Then on my very worn, well-used and well-loved silicone baking mat, I made a little egg wash to brush over the tops. And then I sprinkled on some sesame seeds on top. I chucked these into a preheated oven to bake at 200 degrees Celsius for about 20 to 25 minutes. Then I tidied up the kitchen a little, and about 5 minutes before the oven buzzer was gonna go off, I added an extra egg to the leftover egg wash to make some scrambled eggs. I seasoned it with some salt and pepper, added a dash of oat milk, and scrambled it all up. Then I cooked it up as you do when you're making scrambled eggs. I used my non-stick pan so I didn't have to add any extra oil or butter. Then my bagels were done, and really, there's nothing like the smell of freshly baked bread, even when it's just these simple 2-ingredient ones. I sliced one open, Okay, to manage your expectations, these don't have the same texture as regular bagels, but these ones are kind of crispy on the outside but fluffy on the inside, which I really like. And I mean, really, they're so easy to make. Then I had this avocado that I needed to use up. I'm really trying to be better at reducing my food waste, so even though this had some brown spots I had to cut around, I was determined not to let it die in vain. My scrambled eggs went on the other side. I seasoned both with some salt and pepper. Then top them off with some furikake for extra flavor. This was a super filling brunch and honestly, so satisfying to bake these bagels from scratch and having the others for breakfast the next day. In the afternoon, I just sliced up and shared half a mango with Josh as an Arvo snack. Then later in the Arvo, I headed back to my gym for the first time since the first lockdown back in March 2020. Again, I filmed this back in early Jan when things were really opening up again, so I decided it was time to get back to the gym. Phones aren't allowed in the classes, so I couldn't film in there, but I did do a fitness circuit, and let me tell you, my fitness level has definitely gone down over the last year. I really felt that workout. Oh, and I remember we did shrimp squats because it was my first time doing them. I guess you're meant to look like a shrimp? Anyway, it was so good to be back in a physical workout class where the instructor really challenges you. I was puffed out by the end of it, but I was feeling good and I stopped in the grocery store to pick up a few items for dinner before heading home. I had a whole head of cost lettuce that I needed to use up because again, I was determined that this lettuce head would not die in vain. So I picked up a couple of cans of tuna for a salad. These ones were on sale. And I also got some of this mango flavored coconut yogurt for dessert, which was also on sale. I love getting things on a discount. So for dinner, I had a simple tuna salad with my resurrected cost lettuce, the tuna that I bought, and I seasoned and topped it all off with some mustard seeds, walnuts, and sesame seeds. Here is said cost lettuce head. I had to pull off a couple of sad, wilted leaves on one side, but otherwise she's looking pretty good. I normally don't eat a whole head of lettuce myself. I usually mix it up with different veggies, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Once I have all my lettuce chopped up in a big bowl, I decided to mix the olive tuna and the chili tuna together. I've washed the cans before opening them, and I'm just spooning them all on top. The tuna already had a lot of sauce on it, but I like to add on some extra whole grain mustard. And I topped it off with some sesame seeds and 2 tablespoons of walnuts crumbled on top. And that was a really tasty salad. The tuna flavors actually went really well together, and that head of lettuce didn't go to waste. Finally, for dessert, I had the mango coconut yogurt on some biscuit crumble and with a tablespoon of hemp. As usual, my favorite biscuits are these McVitie's digestives. I just crumbled 1.5 cookies into a bowl. I saved the last half to crumble on top. And I added 1 serve of yogurt on top. That's 125 grams according to the pack. Then I wanted to add some extra protein to my dessert, so I wanted to add 1 serve of hemp on top. That's meant to be 30 grams according to the pack, but seriously, this powder is so light that my scale was not registering the weight at all. In the end, I just made it 1 tablespoon and called it a day. This hemp powder is really mild in flavor and has a really silky texture, so it doesn't change the flavor of the yogurt and it kind of just blends in. I topped it off with the last bit of biscuit I kept on the side, and that was my delicious yogurt dessert. Okay, so here's a summary of this day of eating with a full breakdown of each meal. I went slightly over my goal of 1,200 calories, but I hit my protein goal, which for me is a huge win. I always struggle to get enough protein in. Ultimately, I hope you guys see this just as some ideas of what kind of meals you could adjust according to your own goals while watching calories. I don't eat this way every day, and to be honest, I tend to be a creature of habit, so I find that once I get a gauge of the portion sizes of some of the meals that I like, I don't weigh or measure my food every time, because I have an idea of what the portion sizes look like for me. I generally do believe in eating intuitively, but sometimes I personally like to have a quantitative baseline of how much I'm actually consuming. I know food and diets can be a tricky topic for some people, so ultimately, know yourself and do what's right for you. Alright, I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did enjoy it, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, because it really helps to support my channel, and I'll be back next week with another video. Also, don't forget to check out my Instagram for some everyday content. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!